Well, it's the middle of August. I've got 6 pears on this tree, this conference pear tree, despite its unhealthy looks. It's amazing how quickly these turn orange or red. These rowan berries, the trees festooned with them. It's one of about 6 in the garden. But it won't be long before the blackbirds and starlings strip it. And the buddleia is out, and very few butterflies on it. It's quite cold and windy. We need some warm weather before they appear on here. Tens of them. And the flowers which I sowed there for the bees, they seem to be doing well. New ones appearing all the time. This pink thing is a really showy thing. Impressive. Some of them are really lovely. These in particular. Different shades of pink. The yellow starry like flowers in the middle. And little florets. And these with a chocolate. Chocolatey coloured or deep red centres. It's a wonderful thing that is. Some Bramleys. There's cooking apple. Dozens of them. This plant is continuing to grow, but it's already flowers yet. I'm really interested to see what it turns out like. It's got some flower buds on, so it shouldn't be too long. These are Cochlea's pippins. It's a lovely tasting apple. This year they've done really well, although there's only a few of them. Maybe that's the secret. Take lots of the others, take lots of them off and just leave a few. And there's 2 big jobs left to do in the garden. This is one of them. Got this wild flower bit, or this wild meadow bit. And the other one is to cut all the hedges. Cutting hedges takes a couple of days, and this will take a couple of days. If we cut it, it doesn't take long, but then you've got to dry it and carry it up the garden and burn it. And this is that hemp agrimony for some bees. The bees love. See all the seed heads have opened up and the seeds going everywhere. I'll have to collect a few of these and see if I can get more plants. I only get this one every year and that's it, despite all these seeds being chucked all over the place. There's all this new growth on the weeping ash tree. I hope it survives. That would be really nice. See, it's creeping out over the lawn now. Well, it's the 18th of August. The back end of August is always a busy time in the garden. So I've got to cut this piece which I leave for a sort of wildlife meadow. Cutting it's not so bad, it's carting it all away, which is a pain. Carrying it up the garden. And then of course there are all the hedges to cut, particularly the beech hedges. But that'll come next week, I think. Anyway, I'll get on with this. didn't take long. That's the easy bit. So I've just got to break up these tussocks with a fork so they'll dry out better, and then when it's all dried it's much easier to cart off and much easier to burn. Not the point. This lovely sunny afternoon, there's dozens of small tortoise shells on the buddleia. I don't know where they go, these things. When did they go at night? They're lovely. In this flower patch, sweet peas have begun to appear. Sort of very pale pink. These, I don't know if they are loganberries, but anyway, they're thornless kind of bramble. They're very nice, but they're not as sweet as the other brambles. They make good jam. And these are the first of the really thorny brambles, nice sweet ones. There are hundreds still to come. Fortunately, they don't all come at once. Here you can see the rowanberries all over the lawn. The blackbirds seem to drop more than they eat. They're everywhere. You can see the rowanberries. The birds haven't found these yet, in amongst the silver birches. It won't take them long. Well, this plant, which I've been waiting for, has produced some flowers. But they only seem to come out, or they only seem to open up at night, or when in low light. I'll come back and have a look at them later on. And these lovely flowers, they only open up when it's bright sunshine. Exactly the opposite, they close up at night. Sort of curl up. It's a lovely little thing, but there's only the one of them. This flower has a sort of chocolate centre. The one next to it, which is obviously the same species, it doesn't have the chocolate centre at all. There's a whole fly on it now. And big brownie apples. And the Boston ivy is just beginning to turn. Yeah, it all passes so quickly. You can see the plum tree is absolutely dripping with plums, and they're just beginning to fall off now. Normally I'd pick them and make a lot of jam, but I've still got an awful lot of jam from last year. You never know what to do with them. Hundreds of them, if not thousands. Well, first lot of fruit from the garden. Brambles and plums. Victoria plums. Very nice. The first one's always really nice. I could ask something nicer than that. if you've got a wildflower sort of bit, meadowy bit in your garden, you've got to cut it at this time of year, and then you've got to get rid of all the rubbish, unless you've got a goat. And this is a relatively small patch, but it's amazing just how much stuff comes off here. So this is just half of it. I've already burned half of it, so this is still to burn. And even when it's dry, it produces vast amounts of smoke, which I have to wait for the wind to blowing in the right direction, otherwise it blows back over all the houses, which annoys people no end. There we are, that's it done. It's taken a couple of hours. But, pleased to get it done, because obviously the grass has to be dry, and if you let it get wet, particularly stacked up like that, it just smoulders away for days on end. So that's very pleasing. Another job out of the way. Well, it's August 23rd. It's a lovely day, and it's that time of year for hedge cutting, particularly these big beech hedges out the front. But the problem with the hedge cutting is getting rid of all the cuttings themselves, all the debris. And usually I've had to cart it up the garden and have a bonfire. So what I've done is I've bought myself a shredder. So that's the thing I've decided on. Not too small, but not a massive thing, and easy to wheel about. And came in a box, and you obviously have to fit the wheels and the little chassis bit, but that wasn't a difficult problem. And that's what it is. It's a Bosch AXT Rapid 2200. So these are hedges around the front of the house, and that's the job of the day, is to cut these and shred them. Anyway, let's just get on with it. Well, the edge is cut, thank goodness. It's taken a long time, and all the debris has been put through that shredder. And we've got 2.5 bags of it. Normally you get enough stuff to make a bonfire. Anyway, that's what it looks like. To me. If you want to know more about the shredder, the next video goes into the shredder in much more detail. But from the garden for the moment, see you on. Bye bye.